I've always believed that sales is a unique blend of art and science. Science being the process you know you need to drive in order to increase the probability of a successful outcome. But here's the thing, just because you know you need to drive a process doesn't mean that prospect is going to let you do that. And that's where the art comes in. And the art, quite simply, from my perspective, is your ability as a sales professional to connect with other human beings on a meaningful and authentic level. The thing that has always perplexed me is our obsession with the process, the science. Yes, the science is a critical piece, but it's a piece that's going through radical transformation. AI and automation is forever changing where we will need to focus if we want to be successful in this new world of sales. Here's the headline. I believe the profession of sales is about to go through a massive transformation, a renaissance of sorts. In fact, I believe revenue operations and intelligence technologies are in many respects a catalyst for this transformation. I'd like to tell you my story of how and why I chose a career in sales. Many years ago, I graduated with effectively a computer science degree, and I went to work for EDS, and I was very much headed down that programmer analyst path. And 3 years into my newly found career, I'm completely miserable. So I ended up having a sit-down conversation with my dad. I'm very close with him. He's been in sales his whole life. He said, Barry, you get to work with people. You know, compare and contrast working with computers, working with people. And what he also understood is ever since I could understand the spoken language as a very young child, I've had this weird fascination with human behavior. You know, like, why do people do what they do? What makes people tick? Why is it, for instance, when one person walks in a room, they can literally lift people's energy and spirit? They're almost magnetic with their presence. You know, so how and why that happens. Anyway, check mark. I get to work with people. It's what he said to me next that literally sealed the deal. He said, quite simply, Barry, you get to help make them better. So I eagerly pursued a career in sales, only to very quickly learn and realize that the real world of selling didn't quite operate in alignment with that romantic vision my dad had painted for me. And I guess you could say I spent the first half of my career trying to understand why the profession of sales is held in such low regard. And I spent the second half of my career trying to do my small part to change that by building teams that operate refreshingly different. Today, I want to share some of my learnings as it relates to the art and science of sales. The science is the process you know you need to drive in order to increase the probability of a successful outcome. Netting it out, the science is about the what you need to do to be successful, and the art is about how you connect, how you actually do it. Knowing what to do is important for sure, but how you go about doing it will make all the difference, I think, in determining your success. Yes, if you mess up on the what, if you miss a step, it could cost you the deal for sure. But isn't the bigger risk execution on the human connection part? I've always believed that sales is a unique blend of both, that to be good, you had to equally nail the science and the art. The reality is that perspective is changing, in my opinion. Yes, the science matters, but computers and automation are leveling the playing field. In a way, the what you need to do to be successful is being commoditized. It's how you connect with other human beings that will make the difference. We are now able to offload the science of sales to computers. Not only are they better at it, but it frees us up to focus on the things that are distinctly human. This concept and belief is not original. In fact, many years ago, I read this book, A Whole New Mind by Daniel Pink. And the subtitle is Why Right-Brainers Will Rule the Future. And the underlying premise of the book is that with the abundance of choices that we all have, combined with the impacts of automation, the winners of the future will be the organizations that know how to make their customers feel good about the experience with the company and the product. Now, when I read this book, my big takeaway was The aspects of our life or our job that can be reduced to a set of logical steps will increasingly have less value. In other words, those jobs and occupations that require a low level of logical binary thinking will go away or certainly change pretty radically. My conclusion at the time was professions that require creativity, tapping into the right hemisphere of the human brain, will likely be safe from automation, at least in the short term. Human connection, by definition, is something only humans can do, and it happens to be one of the most important things in life. Human connection gives meaning and purpose to life. And if you really think about it, without human connection, what would be the point? There's an old adage, people buy from people they like and trust. We like and trust the people that when we are around them, they make us feel good. Maya Angelou nailed it. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Is we are feeling machines that just happen to think, not the other way around. Now, why is this important? When you boil the profession of sales down to its bare essence, we influence change. And I don't believe you have any capacity to change how somebody thinks, let alone behaves, until you first change how they feel. A story I frequently shared with prospective customers was about my first customer conference with Tableau. Lady gets on, and I could see that she was checking out my name tag. And she said, "You work for Tableau?" And I proudly said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." And then things got weird. I mean, she looked at me with an intensity and she's like, "Do you know you work for the best software company?" And she's like pointing at me, and we're in this elevator. I'm like, "Man, this is really weird." Said, "Tableau gave me my life back. I used to be at the office until 9 or 10 o'clock at night, literally in Excel hell. And now, because of Tableau, I get to go to my son's soccer games." Here's my big learning. To move somebody, you must affect them emotionally. Reason and logic doesn't move people. Feelings do. If you come to believe, as I do, that the future of sales belongs to the artists, the creatives, the people that know how to connect with other human beings on a meaningful and authentic level, well, what do? Essentially, the question I am posing is, how do you become a better person, a better human being, the type of person people want to be around? How do you connect with other human beings? I believe to be successful in sales in the future, you must, number one, become a student of your profession, the market you serve, and the people in it. You have to understand the world they live in better than they do. And secondly, and the thing that's going to take on increasingly more importance, you have to become a student of human behavior and how you make others feel. My objective today was simply awareness. Awareness that the profession of sales is about to go through a massive transformation. Success in sales has always been about human connection. In the future, you won't be able to hide behind science. In a way, the next frontier of sales is all about becoming a better person, the kind of person that builds deep and authentic relationships because they care about people and they understand people. If you want to get good at life and sales, get good at understanding human behavior, get good with people. It's not about you, it's about them. And if it's about them, don't wing it. Treat them the way they want to be treated.